Circuited the camera. So today we're going to be talking about the fantastic Alamo. You never forget the Alamo, baby. It's American, man. It's as American as apple pie. Well, not really, kind of, sorta. It did belong to Mexico, and then they lost it because America's #1. Well, technically, America didn't win over the Alamo. The Republic of Texas won the Alamo, but still, baby, America #1. We're undefeated, never defeated. Amazing. Let me just erase the flat Earth diagram real quick. Ooh. All right. So, the Alamo, baby. Let's get the Alamo started. The Alamo, right? Where is the Alamo located? Well, if I had to draw a map of like Texas that kind of looks like that, it'd be like down here. Okay? So the Alamo is located somewhere in Texas on that map. That's my map of Texas. Don't start the Alamo. What do you mean? We're not starting the Alamo. The Alamo is a historical site and has been decommissioned from as a military base for like 100 years now. There's no starting it. It's just a historical site you can go and visit. What is the Alamo? How did it come about, right? So this goes back as far as when Mexico pushed out the Spaniards, right? Viva la Mexico, right? Their revolution came into play, and what they did was basically say, hey, immigration's free. We just got to fill up this vast amount of land, and we don't care who comes. We just got to fill up this land, manifest destiny, that shit, grow crops, take it over, everything like that. Basically, immigration into Mexico was just allowed. Anybody could come, didn't matter. You didn't need to check in. There's no reporting or any of that stuff. You could just go in. And you know what? That's a pretty good deal. And at the time, the president of Mexico was a pretty chill guy, and he was all like, everyone should have freedom and basically individual rights, right? And people from the United States or like the territories around this area were like, damn, freedom, individual rights, I can practice my own religion, that's fucking sick. So they came down and they established basically, and they came down and they moved into the Alamo area. And the Alamo is actually a church, a Christianity church or a Christian church as well. And they brought, they loved it. Besides, they also brought along their slaves, but their slaves didn't have any of this, That was at that time, the Mexican government didn't really care. It didn't really care to prosecute slavery. So that, people just brought their slaves, but they didn't get any rights, sadly, unfortunately. And then as this prosperity was going on for individuals that weren't enslaved in the Alamo, another president of Mexico came about, and he was like, yo, last president, well, his laws kind of sucked, and I'm going to be revoking them, and you can't blah, 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 all this bullshit. You can't do this. You can't have freedom. You can't have rights, and we're going to take it back, right? And the Alamo was like, hey, you can't do that. We already lived here. You can't just take it back and all what nonsense. And the Alamo also was like a strategic military zone for the Mexican government because it was housing like 18 cannons in that tiny little village. I don't know why there's 18 cannons. There's just 18 cannons there. And so they're like, ah, shit, man. Well, we're going to come and take the Alamo from you. We don't care. Whatever happens, we're going to kill you, right? And so what was very interesting as well is that around, I think, 1,500 militiamen or Mexican militia came to the Alamo. And the Alamo had about 100 Texans, right? 100 Texans. Well, they weren't Texans at the time. They were technically called, they were technically Mexicans. but they believed in the Republic of Texas, which we will talk about how the Republic of Texas came to about a little bit more into this. How many femboys fought? Okay, listen, there was no femboys. Femboys is a construction of the modern reality because it allows us to indulge in fantasies and, hold on, not fantasies. It allows us to express ourselves more freely. So back then, gender roles were very much assigned because everybody was oppressed because every day was a fight for your life. You had to like work. There was no great freedom of expression, especially around more taboo topics like sex and sexual orientation. So there was no femboys in the Alamo, okay? So there's 100 people at the Alamo, and they're like, oh shit, we know 150 militiamen are coming to retake the Alamo. What do we do? And they're like, oh shit, United States, right? Because Texas is a part of the United States. We need help. We need help. We're gonna get fucked up real bad. Can you please send some troops? But during that time, the United States had a treaty or a peace treaty with Mexico, which did not enable them to send troops to the Alamo, but they did send a little bit, like kind of like, oh, here you guys go, but you're still gonna lose. You know, it was like table scraps to look good to the eyes of the public, but not enough to piss off the Mexican government. When do the Japanese attack? Dude, okay, the Japanese, they're on the other side of the planet. There is no Japanese men at the Alamo. The Alamo just consists of immigrants, probably slaves, and Mexicans, maybe a little bit of Spaniards, like traders or like people that wanted to live in Mexico. Did you know Pearl Harbor? No, Pearl Harbor didn't happen at the Alamo. The Alamo is not a naval base. The Alamo is inland. It is landlocked. There are no ships. There's no... It's in fucking Texas! There's no water in Texas! There's nothing... It's just dry and there's only oil. Okay? They didn't have ships. Do you understand? There's nothing... Pearl Harbor didn't happen. Sounds like something a Japanese citizen would say. I'm not a Japanese citizen. I'm an American citizen. What are you talking like Japan and all Eastern countries, including India, if you want to include India into the Eastern area, in the Middle East and Europe and the Spaniards, this had no effect. This only involved two groups of people, really. The U.S., the U.S., Mexico, and the Manifest Destiny motherfuckers during the time that are like pioneers and going out into the wilderness and slaughtering, like, I don't know, Native Americans. Like, that's all that's happening. Like, maybe there's a Native American here. I would believe that to some degree, but I don't think there was. There's no record. Do you think there's porn of the... I don't want to talk about the porn of the Alamo, okay? This is a historic moment for the U.S. culture. This is very important. You should never forget the Alamo. The Alamo is what united all, like, fucking Texans together. Okay? Verlin, but what about the Holocaust? Dude, the Holocaust didn't take place in goddamn Alamo! Okay? It doesn't work like that! Alright, my headset's dying. Hold on. Yeah, no, the Holocaust is something completely different, okay? Than the Alamo. The Holocaust is 6 million people dying, guys. That's a difference than the Alamo. At max, the Alamo, okay, so, I'll tell you how many deaths happened at the Alamo. All right. All right. So 100 more men for the Alamo side showed up. A lot of them were people that were coming from, they're more front Western people, more pioneers. I feel like Davy Bullshitter, like Davy Crocker was in there as well. And so the total of the Alamo is 200, right? And so once the 1,500 militiamen came, they're like, okay, guys, we're just going to count you as pirates instead of like an army or a militia or any type, because they weren't technically assigned to any country. So they counted as pirates. And what that meant is that the Mexican government was raising the red flag, right? Was raising the red flag. And the red flag basically means you're counted as a pirate. There are no prisoners. We're going to execute you all. All of you will die. So basically, they start to siege the Alamo. And of course they're going to win because they're 1,300 men stronger. I don't even think these 200 men have enough fucking bullets. In fact, they were using horseshoes as cannon material to shoot at the Mexican militia, which is like probably dog shit. If you were a Mexican militiaman and you got killed by a horseshoe, that'd fucking suck. I'd be pissed. If I was his friend, I would still slaughter all of you. Like, I feel like that is just a reasonable course of action there. And so this siege took around 13 days, right? And once they took it over, the president of Mexico there, like Santa Manales or something, was also present at this battle. He decided not to slaughter all of them, but to execute every combatant. So all non-combatants could live. So that means like farmers, like wives, children, anybody that actually couldn't fight or didn't proceed to fight in the battle was able to live. And they went and told like, hey, we fucking got our asses kicked at the Alamo. Holy shit. But here's the thing. While these 13 days were happening, a bill was passed in the territory of Texas called like the Texas Republicans or something, the Republic of Texas. It was actually, the Republic of Texas. And they're like, shit, man, we lost the Alamo. No, we fucking didn't. And they basically got up a bunch of men and went back to fucking drive out everybody at the Alamo. And they succeeded the battle and they won. And boom, we basically just said, and then so the Republic of Texas were like, this is our fucking land, Mexico. And Mexico was like so big and dealing with internal strife because their government was so shit, their president was shit, and he took away like a bunch of human rights. So there's like disorganization within the government that they didn't want to go back and capture the Alamo, right? They didn't have time, they didn't have it. The Holocaust happened on a different continent, guys. I'm not raging over the Holocaust. I'm mad that you guys don't know about the Holocaust. Do you think the Alamo would have been different if they were wearing fursuits? No. The Alamo, I don't even, the fursuits don't even come into play in the Alamo. I don't understand where you think it'd be the same. They'd be like, wow, these guys are just dressed weird and shoot them. Also, like, look at fursuits. They look hot as hell. Who would be wearing fursuits in an unconditioned church in the fucking middle of the desert in Texas during the summer? Actually, it was during March, to be fair. It was like during March. So all this happened in March. So it was kind of cool, but still, it's probably like 98 degrees. No, nobody was wearing fursuits. They crashed 2 planes. They did not crash 2 planes. That is a different historical event that happened in America. The Alamo technically wasn't even part of American history. No, guys. There was the only religious background that the Alamo has it was a church that practiced Christianity. That was it. Nothing happened there, and the Mexican government was just taking away rights as well. But I don't know why I like, bro. I love Sesame Street. This lore is sick. Thank you, thank you. So no, this is not 9/11. This is the Alamo is not Mexico 9/11 because it wasn't a terrorist attack. Because what I'm gonna say, because what I'm gonna say next is like the Republic of Texas declared that it was part of its territory and went back to reclaim the Alamo, right? And so the Republic of Texas was formed, and then like I think a few like months later, not even months, like a few like days even later. I might be wrong on this timeline. That the US was like, hey, you want to be a state? And the Republic of Texas was like, yeah, I want to be a state. But here's the thing. This is why Texas still has their own like militia, the Texas militia. Like, have you ever heard of like Texas like, oh, we have our own military or some dumb bullshit like that? Yeah, they're referring to their military might in like the 18 like 22s, okay? They're gonna come out with their muskets and cannon. They have no military prowess there anymore. Okay? So that's why Mexico is like I mean not Mexico, Texas is like the only state that can have like a self military because it was like had a militia to retake the Alamo. And that's basically the entire wrap up of the Alamo, right? Basically, we need to fly a plane into the Alamo to get back at the Middle East. No, 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 no. Listen, listen. First of all, the Alamo, it's a church, guys. It's not a tower. It doesn't resemble any towers. It is a one-story building. Okay, there really is no second floor. It is a small historical land site in like Santa whatever, Texas. And it's not located in the Middle East, okay? It is located in Texas, which is located in the United States, which is located in North America. It's not in the Middle East. The Middle East is across an ocean, and you should not fly planes into any buildings of any type. I think I want to wrap it up here. I think we all know the Alamo now.